Have you ever wondered why some older people are happy and free, while others feel stuck in their relationships? As you age, having a partner isn't always as great as it seems. For some, it can slowly make them unhappy by taking away their energy, limiting what they can do, and making life more stressful. If you feel like your relationship takes more than it gives, you're not the only one. This video will explain 5 reasons why having a partner later in life can make things harder. Understanding these reasons doesn't mean you shouldn't have a partner. It means you should be aware of the whole situation and make choices that are best for you. Keep watching, because this could change how you think about relationships as you get older. First, it can be emotionally draining to always have to compromise. As you age, you can't handle stress as well. But relationships often require you to constantly compromise. When you're younger, it's easier to change your habits and goals to keep the peace. But as you get older, you realize that these sacrifices aren't always worth it. Simple things like what to eat or where to go can lead to tiring discussions that leave you feeling worn out. For example, Robert spent years doing what his wife wanted, only to realize he had ignored his own needs. Now he wants to enjoy quiet mornings, but his wife wants to watch loud TV. Small issues like these can turn a loving relationship into a series of frustrating compromises. After a certain point, you shouldn't feel forced to always put someone else's needs before your own happiness. Many people in relationships are always managing their partner's feelings by comforting, apologizing, and adjusting. But as you get older, this can feel overwhelming. You might find that you're still making sure your partner is happy, even if it makes you unhappy. If a relationship is draining your energy, it's not good for you. As you age, peace of mind should be your main goal. But many people stay in relationships out of habit, not joy, and don't realize how much better life could be if they stopped constantly compromising. Second, you can lose your independence. One of the best things about getting older is being able to live life the way you want. After years of responsibilities, you deserve to do what makes you happy. But being in a relationship often means your choices are still tied to someone else's needs. You might think you're enjoying your golden years together, but you might be giving up your independence. Frank spent his life as a devoted husband. After his wife died, he realized he had never made decisions just for himself. His life had always been about compromise. When he finally experienced independence, he realized he had never known the joy of waking up without obligations or pressure to explain his choices. Many older couples struggle with this. Even in happy relationships, you have to check in, coordinate plans, and adjust to your partner. It's not about disliking your partner, but realizing how much of your freedom you lose. You might not feel free to travel, start new hobbies, or change your routine without considering your partner. You can also lose mental independence over time. In a long relationship, opinions can blend together. You might not realize how much your thoughts have been influenced by your partner. When you're alone, you can reconnect with your own thoughts and make the decisions based on what makes you happy, not just what keeps the peace. Independence isn't just about living alone. It's about living without unnecessary limits. The longer you're in a relationship, the more you adapt to it. But as you get older, the best gift you can give yourself is the ability to live without those limits and fully enjoy your own desires. Third, constant compromise can be emotionally exhausting. Relationships can bring comfort and joy, but they also require constant compromise, which can drain your energy. Robert loved his wife, but he often made small sacrifices like watching movies he didn't like or eating at restaurants he didn't prefer. After she died, he expected to feel lonely, but instead he felt relief. He could finally do what he wanted without always considering someone else. It wasn't that he didn't love his wife, but he had underestimated how tiring it was to always compromise. When you're young, compromise helps you grow. But as you get older, it can become a burden. When you should be resting and enjoying your freedom, a relationship still requires adjustment. You might not realize how much of yourself you've given up until you stop always negotiating your needs with someone else. Even simple things can be exhausting when shared with a partner. Deciding how to decorate or making medical decisions involves discussions and sometimes disagreements. This can wear people down. As you get older, the peace of making decisions without resistance becomes a luxury. You don't have to justify your choices or suppress small annoyances. The ability to be yourself without worrying about someone else's approval can be refreshing. Fourth, caretaking can be a burden. People often think of long-term relationships as being full of support and love, but they don't always consider the responsibility of caring for a partner whose health is declining. James had been married for over 50 years. When his wife got sick, he became her caretaker. At first it was manageable, but as time went on, his own health declined. He wasn't sleeping well, he lost weight, and he was stressed. He rarely had time for himself, and his act of love became an obligation. This is common for elderly couples. When one partner gets sick, the other often becomes a full-time caretaker. While it seems noble, it can be bad for their own well-being. Caregivers often experience depression, anxiety, and physical illness. It's a demanding role that leaves little room for personal freedom. The sad thing is that by the time one partner dies, the other is often in worse health than if they had stayed alone. Even if both partners are healthy, worrying about each other can be exhausting. Many single seniors avoid this by prioritizing their own well-being. Loving someone is beautiful, but carrying the weight of their declining health can be hard. Prioritizing your own health might be the best decision you can make. Fifth, late life partnerships can cause financial and emotional strain. People assume that having a partner provides comfort and security, but it can also bring financial and emotional stress. The later years should be peaceful, but many people in relationships deal with shared expenses, medical bills, and money disputes. Robert had been a widower for years and lived comfortably. But when he started a new relationship, things changed. His new partner had financial problems, and he ended up paying for more than he expected. What started as companionship became a financial obligation, and he started using his savings. This is common. Many seniors find that their finances become tied to their partners. While some couples manage, others experience stress when one partner is financially dependent. It's not just about money, but also about control and fairness. Arguments over spending can lead to resentment. Some seniors feel trapped in toxic relationships because of finances or fear of being alone. This leads to more stress and less happiness. Those who stay single often feel more in control of their finances. They spend money on their own terms and save without guilt. There's freedom in knowing that every dollar is their own decision. Relationships in old age come with responsibilities and financial burdens that many people overlook. If financial security matters to you, staying independent might be wise. As you age, your choices become more important. While many assume a partner is necessary, it can bring more stress than joy. Aging should be about freedom to make your own decisions and prioritize your well-being. Companionship isn't always the key to happiness, especially if it comes with obligations. Think about your own life. Are you living in a way that makes you happy? Are your relationships bringing you joy, or are you holding on out of habit? Everyone's situation is different, but your later years should be peaceful. Whether you choose to be with someone or stay independent, make sure it makes your life better. Aging isn't about following expectations, but making smart decisions for yourself. Sometimes, the smartest decision is walking away from what no longer serves you.